5, nice. So in this kind of video chunk, live stream, we're going to be building up some Union infantry troops. Now just painting this. Basically I was waiting for my phone to update, so I thought I'd do some painting, but just painting up some artillerymen for my how do I do it? There we go. So I'm just painting up some artillerymen. Which I'm not far off doing. Just doing the flash on it. What I'm starting to like to do with my ACW stuff is kind of make custom models. So this is an artillery body, an artillery crew body, and I turn them into like an officer for the artillery. So it's just nice having varied or various Perry kits, and then kind of stealing bits from each kit. So I think I think these bits are from either the Union command sprue or maybe a bit from the Confederate command sprue. And these on an artilleryman's body. It just changes them up a bit. I've been using the same officer bodies from the Union boxes, and yeah, there's only so much variation you can get out of it, so I'm going to try change that up in this box set here and just build a an officer out of a different body. I don't think that body I'm using is specifically meant for officers, but I just kind of assumed it did because he had a pistol on and a bag. So, but I'm going to change that up a bit just to get my officers looking a bit different. Yeah, I'll just put my... So, I think I'll finish off these 5 more guys, just painting their skin, and then we'll go on to what the project is today, which I'll say now is building up a Perry Union infantry box set, but I'm going to be converting the heads with the Steve Barber models heads. So, if you haven't watched a previous video on it, the Steve Barber model heads I've got... Oh, hey Jay, thanks for dropping in. The Steve Barber model heads I've got are some coloured troop heads, which I'm planning on making the 1st South Carolinian or South Carolina Regiment, volunteer coloured regiment. And then I've got the Bucktails heads from Steve Barber models as well, which I believe I'm making the 13th Reserve Regiment, also known as the 42nd Pennsylvania. I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. So yeah, that's what the plan is. So it's just going to be a building infantry stream and chatting. It was going to be a ACW building stream for the houses I'm building, but I've just picked up this. I've been waiting on this Union box set to come in, and it's just turned up, so a bit more excited to just get on and do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll just get this boring painting out of the way first. Oh, but whilst I'm here, I might actually finish it off. As I always seem to... These guys have just needed their flash painting for quite a few days now. I just haven't got around to doing it. So. If you haven't, so here's another pose I've done up. He's kind of a custom officer pose. So he is just one of the artillery crew bodies, but again I've given him a pistol arm and a pointing arm, so he's kind of barking orders. Yeah, and then if I compare him to a Confederate officer, which I've done. Again, an artilleryman's body, but he's pointing with his sword out, shouting an order. Which is actually, yeah. I think once you get all the kits, there's some really nice poses. There's I haven't got the model here, but on the Perry's kind of generic ACW infantry box set, which you can do Confederate or Union with, they've got a nice pose with one of the swords where he kind of rests it on his shoulder. It's my favourite kind of shoulder pose, sword pose. But you only get one, and yeah, it'd be nice to have a few more of them, just so I can, because I just really like that pose of them with their sword over their shoulder. It just looks really cool. So I need to get more. It's the only frustrating thing. I don't mind the generic ACW infantry box set from Perry's, but if you compare it to their newer stuff, they're just the actual sculpts are smaller, and it's just a bit off-putting. I don't mind the poses. The poses are quite static. I don't mind that. It's just that their scale is slightly off, which is a shame, because otherwise I'd buy more boxes of them just for the cooler officer poses. The officer poses for the Confederates I don't think is very good. You don't have a lot of variation. So again, with my Confederate officers I've been kind of chopping and changing from Union kits, just to kind of give a bit more variation. If you're like me, who intends to play Sharks practice or something like that, you need quite a few officers. You know, to have one officer kit in a 24-man or 44-man box isn't very helpful for what I want to do. And I've also bought all the Perry's Metals commanders, so I haven't got any more commanders I can buy. So I've just got to try and make the plastic ones a bit more individual. To be honest, I probably ought to make some more sergeant poses rather than just like lieutenants onwards. As in Sharks practice, you can use sergeants as officers, as a low ranking officer. And to be honest, for a sergeant I can just give them stripes. Maybe give them a bit of a nicer pose, but apart from that I don't need to have anything special. I always think it makes such a difference when the way I paint my miniatures. So this is kind of him before he looks very dark there, but comparing to something like that, as soon as you get the skin on, I don't know, you might not see it as well here, or it just seems to brighten it all up. You go from quite dark. The way I painted my Union as well is using a big Nuln wash, which obviously just darkens everything, and the skin just really brightens it all back up, which I think it makes the colours stand out. So I always find it demoralising painting large batches of troops until I get to the skin, because everything just seems so dark until I start putting the skin colour on. Cool. I always used to use kind of stuff to stick my miniatures on so I can hold them a bit easier. I just kind of stopped doing it for some reason. Cool, done. Imaginary conflicts. Hey, that's weird. You showed up on the screen before my chat. That's weird. Hey, how are you? You okay? I've just done a bit of painting, but what I'm going to be doing is building miniatures on this stream. Boom. So let's tuck these out of the way. I think got the camera flipped the wrong way, so it's a bit awkward, but should be right. I'm just going to have to not have my arm in the way. Cool. Yeah, so I've got a bag of bits here. Do you like I love Perry kits. Yeah, this is my, I think, third or fourth box of Union Infantry built up. So I'm going to quickly figure out what I'm doing. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 20 there. Right, I don't need, right. 15, 15. We're just going to have to start building because I've worked out the maths already and I should have the exact amount of men to do this project, as I already have some pre-built. So I'll show you my, so yeah, I've got some Steve Barber models heads, which I'm sticking on the Perry. So this is a bucktail, so it's just a standard infantryman, but he has a deer's tail on his hat, and that's why they call the bucktails. So I've got the bucktails to build up a 24-man regiment, and then this is a coloured infantryman from Steve Barber models, his heads, and these guys are going to be built up as the 1st South Carolina coloured volunteer regiment. So that's what the plan is today. I do have an officer for them, so let's get going. I've done the numbers in my head, but now I've got the sprues in front of me. It doesn't seem to be adding up, but we'll see. That's 4, 5. Right, do I want a bucktail with a bugle? Sure. So I think I know what I gotta. Think I know what I gotta do. So 8, 8. Five, 6, 7. Yeah, let's do the bucktails first. I'm gonna get confused otherwise. So what it means is I just cut the heads off. Smooth them down so the joint looks right, and then glue a Steve Barber head on. So there's multiple ways you can do it. What I do is just have a kind of flush fit. You see the Steve Barber heads. Oh, he looks really cool. He's got a big beard. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. They got this kind of long bit on there, which you can, I guess if you wanted to, you can drill a hole. But I don't. I just snip this off, file it slightly. Yeah, snip it off, file it slightly until we get a good enough fit. Which is about there. What's your opinion on the 172 Dark Alliance range? I don't know what you're on about. So I don't have an opinion because I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. I normally kind of stick with 28mm. Because what's 172? I can't remember now. Yeah, I can't say I've seen the 172 Dark Alliance range, I'm afraid. I probably ought to pop these in. I can have a look now. Maybe I'll have a look and see what it is. Monopost plastic Lord of the Rings. Oh, nice. Haven't seen him. Just found them. So they're not. Is that going to be 20mm though? Is that 20mm scale? 48 and plastic figures, 12 repos. I mean, for 48 for £8, pretty good to me. My mates play Lord of the Rings. They do battle companies, but I can't say I play, really. I've never been overly interested. Well, saying that, it's probably just because of I didn't like the battle companies rules. But I mean, for the price of 48 figures for £8, I would say that's pretty good. Around 20mm, yeah, I think it is around 20mm. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's pretty good, I think, for the price. Yeah. I'll see. The photos wouldn't load on the website for some reason. It says they're sold out on whatever website I'm on. So. Yeah, I mean, you've got enough poses for. You've got 3 archer poses, 4 archer poses, 4 swords, and 4 spears. So I feel like you could vary the units quite well. How many of these do you get? 12 horsemen for Rohirrim. That's quite cool. What else have they got? You got the that's quite cool. I mean, they look nice. They do look nice. You got the poses there. If I was more interested in Lord of the Rings, I'd probably give it a proper look. But I had all the like the Perry's, GW, plastic Lord of the Rings stuff, but I got rid of it about a year or so ago. It was just sat there unpainted for so long. I can't remember what I was doing. It was when I was starting up another army, so I thought to raise money I'll sell some of my old stuff I don't play with. I'm not sure what army it would have been I was starting, because I probably haven't used that army either. So I've got to put these on the bases before I do the heads, because the heads are quite top heavy, so then you can't stand the miniature. I don't want to lie the miniature down once replacing the head and find it moves the head slightly and then they look stupid. Looks quite, yeah. I mean, I haven't looked too much at the range. You've got Rohirrim there. I haven't looked at the elves. Let's have a look at some orcs. Oh, set 2. So there's more than one set. That's quite cool. Let's just have a look at the elves. Yeah, they look very, very Lord of the Ringsy. Oh, they're like the Rangers. Nice. Yeah, it looks like a really good set. Really good range. Fair enough. Don't mind that. I mean, if you're happy to play 20mm, like, yeah, I think that's really cool. Really good way of doing it. I think 20mm you could get away with doing a lot of sort of 28mm rule sets, because 20mm isn't drastically different. Let's change the camera slightly so you can see how messy my table is now. Yeah, I haven't really delved into many scales. Normally stick to 28mm. I've got some 6mm, but I imagine people will agree. Like, you normally kind of stick to the scale that you know is played in your local area, or you know you can get games with, if you want to play with your miniatures. Some people just like collecting, but I think everyone I know doing stuff are all 28mm, more or less. It's kind of a bit like with my American Civil War army and stuff. There's no one I really know that has American Civil War, so I've ended up collecting both sides, which I don't mind doing. So that sort of argument that where if you haven't got a mate with an army, you end up trying to collect a couple of armies and then host games or run games. So I need another 8. Cool. So 4, 4, 8, yeah. So I definitely did the maths on how many I need, and I had the right amount. I just knew I was going to have to change up flags. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, okay. Because I think I got some flagpole arms spare from a Zouave kit I did, and a drum. So it's a matter of kit bashing some skirmishers into line infantry, which I should easily be able to do. I might have some spare. It's rather frustrating, really. I have an old box set of Perry's American Civil War infantry from ages ago, but I threw all the sprues away. It's always handy having the spare sprues, because then you can kind of use them to... Like, I know there was bits on that sprue I could have used now, but because I've thrown it away. Oh well. So that is going to be the bucktails. So, flag, officer, drummer. He can be a flag bearer. Just talking out loud a minute. Talking out loud? Thinking out loud. There we go. Got there. Cool. There's some bucktail heads ready to go. So now if I make sense of this. What's everyone doing on their Saturday midday? Saturday midday for me. I think I'm most excited about painting up this South Carolinian coloured volunteer regiment just because they have red trousers, and in my head I feel like the red trousers are going to look really nice. Hey James, what am I using? I use Gorilla Glue. I can't say I've used much else, but I've used this a couple of times, or at the start, and it just seems to work for me, so that's what I buy. I just buy the Gorilla Super Glue. It's quite expensive, but yeah, I get a lot of use out of it. And that's what I've been using for kind of gluing metal to plastic. So for metal, so I'll stress that for Gorilla Glue for the metal miniatures or metal to plastic miniatures. But for just plastic, I use a plastic cement. I'll use that to my cement. So that's what I use for my just plastics. But if I'm gluing metals or metal to plastics, I'll use Gorilla Glue. I'm sure you could probably use others. It's just I've used Gorilla Glue and it works really well, so I've kind of stuck with it. So yeah, I'm missing a few troops. Should be able to do this though. It's just piecing together a command, really. So that's 4, 8. Infantry. Which leaves this. Leaves a officer. We'll make this guy a drummer. Do I have 2 of the same poses for my flags? I can get away with it because I'm changing the heads, so... Am I still missing? I'm not going to have enough. I'm 1 short. How am I 1 short? Not sure on that. I've 40 miniatures, 36 miniatures, plus 4, no, plus, yeah, I've done the maths wrong. 34 miniatures plus 4, which makes 38, plus an officer makes 39. Plus 8. Yeah, one short. That's annoying. But I do have unit of line infantry in the post. Oh well. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to think of a way round of getting another miniature. Oh well. I was hoping I'd have some left over and I could do a coloured skirmish unit. But no. Well, let's do it another time. I don't know if any of you else you do it, but I tend to just pick up sprues just to kind of add to the units I've got. So if I'm a couple of men short, I'll just order a sprue. So I ordered a 5-man sprue from eBay already. I was just going to use it for something else, but I can pinch someone for this project. Cool. So I got one infantryman missing, but oh well. because I've got two crouching down people, but I don't want to use them for a line infantry group. Cool. I guess now we start cutting heads off. Some cool heads, cool designs on these. Just a bit time consuming this bit, but another bucktail on his way. Right. And another one. So like the heads are a bit, I think probably a smidge too big for these bodies, but I think you can get away with it. They're not. I don't think they're too big to. Yeah, I think they're definitely doable. One of these guys has a mean beard on him. Gonna save him for my officer. Probably a multiple actually. It's probably gonna be 2 guys with that sort of beard, but even still. Because these come in packs of 12, I think. These heads, so it's probably going to be duplicates. They're just so detailed. Really well, really good. Let's do my officer now and I'll show you the really cool beard. Clean your shave. Oh, that's actually multiple sculpts. Oh, there's going to be more than one. Ah, well. It's actually going to be 4 people with this beard, by the looks of it. But I might be able to do something with that. Same problem, a bit fiddly. I think what I'm going to do is go on for an hour, so we're almost there, about 10 minutes. And I'll leave it there because means I can do other stuff whilst we're doing this. That's the rugby's on, look. Need to watch that. Actually, we'll check it whilst we're here. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to painting up these. The bucktails is probably going to be quite straightforward. They're just like a normal Union regiment. But the South Carolina is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to painting that red. I think when you've got quite a generic looking Union army, might be nice to have just a bit different colour in there. I mean, I guess I could always go down the Zouave route if I want, but I'm not really interested in Zouaves at the moment. I think I'm going to have to do some Union Zouaves at some point. There's another nice thing about using these heads is you can oh, I didn't realise the camera had paused, sorry. Nice thing about these heads, you can kind of have a change the direction they're looking if you wanted to. Just sort of nice. Cool. And so it's just time consuming, but it is worth it, I think. What would be nice in this kit if you've got like an officer's bucktail hat. So something like the officers, you'd wear these big sort of wide brim hat, and it'd be cool to have that as an option. I could probably model one, to be honest, but I don't want to. I could have just modelled bucktails onto normal heads if I really wanted to, but when someone's done the effort of doing it for you, that's what I use there. Cool. Oh, that's weird. I think I've got an Irish head in here, not a bucktail. Yeah, well. It's quite an interesting thing with the bucktails. Supposedly they wore bucktails because they were all sort of trained hunters and stuff like that. So they all preferred sort of a rifle I think a lot of them had like Springfield rifles and stuff because they were great marksmen, and to show that they were good shots and hunters and stuff, they wore a buck's tail. I guess to show that they had shot the deer themselves. Yeah, that must be an Irish hat. Must be. Yeah, well. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream here then. So I've just done a little stream, but I appreciate everyone who stopped by whilst I was just chatting to myself and getting these chaps built. I might do another stream at some point about these, but to be honest, I don't know, because I'm just going to build these up and then get them primed and probably painted straight away. So who knows? But yeah, cheers for watching the stream anyway, guys, and I appreciate it. And I'll be doing some videos on these once I